That's right, the merges are here. Here we are. It is time. So, let's actually take a look at this, and we'll see when these merges take place. And it's going to upset a lot of people. So we have, first of all, free to play. They're just getting one server on free to play now, but we don't really care about that. But on EU, we're pretty much, and NA, we're all pretty much getting merged down to 2 servers. So NA is going to have Akmit and Marmas, and that's going to be Jergant, Stena, and Kaylin all getting merged into Akmit. I don't know if I'm not pronouncing any of these right. Denistrious, Runert, and Tyrenos and Wynn will be merged to form Marmas. So that's going to be the 2 NA servers from now on. And then on EU, Belstrom, Crazzian, Tinnerph, I can't pronounce any of these, will make Okape, and Gildaron, Halnaak, and Alexander are going to make Hieronimus, which it's probably going to upset a ton of people. It's going to, I don't know, especially after everyone had like transferred over to Alexander on EU. I don't know what the NA equivalent was, but everyone transferred over to be on the big PvP server, and people probably transferred away, and now they might have been just getting merged there anyway at this point. But yeah, so if you're on an affected server, you've got to it just says you prepare. Your character will be evolved onto the new server after the maintenance. Everything else will be taken care of. Be sure to get your final sales on the auction house. Okay, before they lock the auction house, and please note that the usage of any 7-day buffs during this time will be compensated if they run out during the 7. Will not be compensated if they run out, so don't use the buffs 7 days prior. What is the schedule for the evolution? So on March 2nd, they're going to lock the auction houses, so no new auctions can be created on any server that's evolving, which is all of the servers, so I don't know why it says any. But Siege slated for this day will be cancelled, so Siege is cancelled on the 3rd as well. And then on the 4th, you can't play Archeage. It's going to be unavailable while they do the maintenance for the evolution. And then the servers will come back on March 5th. So there's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be a whole day. They're saying a whole day here where Archeage will be down. I don't know what I'm going to do on the 4th, because I stream on the 4th as well. I don't know. And then March 5th, the North American and European servers are going to be brought back up at different times. They're saying they may launch a single server at a time in order to control server loads and give everyone a chance to log in. But there's probably going to be queues, let's be honest. We'll see what happens. And then March 13th, the land rush begins. So there's going to be a whole 7 days when no one has land. And then it's going to get real crazy. They're not giving us a time yet. They're saying it's to be determined. So we'll see what happens with that. And for free-to-play Archeage, I mean, we don't really care about this, but auction house is getting locked on the 9th. 10th, the Siege is cancelled. 11th, Archeage is down. And the 12th, the servers will be brought back up. And then the 20th is when they have the land rush. But yeah, I only care about Unchained. But there's a lot to, there's still a lot we got to go over in the AFAQ. So we're going to have a brief read over that. And we can get some more details on this. Especially around housing, because I know some people are going to be really concerned about that. Alright, so in the FAQ we have when will the servers, we know that, what servers we know, and the auction houses will be shared across the evolved servers as well. So my servers are being mentioned, will I lose land? Yeah, you do lose land, but you will get a full kit of whatever you have down for every built house or farm. You'll get 250 tax certificates for each house and farm you have as well. And apparently all the items that you have in there will be returned to you, as well as stuff inside of chests, and that'll last in your mail for like a year. Livestock and plants and stuff will all disappear though, so harvest those or get rid of them before this comes around. Okay, if that house is unbuilt or in process of being built as it returns a full kit, you won't get a full kit from that, so it won't return the materials either. So unless you can finish a house, don't feed it. At this point, the synthesis event is on, so you probably don't want to be building a house anyway. And then aging packs won't be carried over either, so make sure you get rid of those or don't age any before the server evolution. The family will actually be transferred over, so you actually get to keep that. And as for guilds are going to be disbanded apart from the guild leader, so the guild leader will keep the name. And it will be returned as like a level 1, and depending on how much XP and what level the guild is, you'll get given a ribbon to level it back up. So they'll be there to make up for it, and I don't know how it's going to work if two guilds have the same name. I assume it's going to be whichever guild is the oldest will get to keep the name. We will see. Will there be a land rush? Well, we did talk about that, so that's going to be crazy. They're saying how will they prevent hacking to claim land once the land evolution servers open, and they say they're going to be monitoring it closely for anyone who exploits or uses a land hack, and they'll find and demolish their house swiftly with an account punishment. So don't do it. Just don't hack, guys. Don't cheat. Just don't do any of that stuff, okay? Additionally, our normal land rush rules will be in effect after evolution. You may only have one unbuilt per account at any one time, and the other rules will apply as well. Okay, so a lot of people are going to have full kits to throw down, but if you have any unbuilt stuff, make sure you place that down last. Otherwise, you will be stuck. What will happen to my UCC items and crest inks? The team will try to keep UCC images, however crest inks will be replaced with bound crest brainstorms if the UCC is applied to it. Otherwise, we'll provide 5 gold per item. UCC crest stamps will be replaced with memory ink, and UCC applied to items will not be preserved. So they're going to make sure you can actually use your crest stuff again, hopefully. During the land rush, will housing areas be put into peace? They won't, so if you donate an area that's not in peace, it's just going to be a lot of fighting. After evolution, how long will items last? So they'll last a year in the mail, which I said earlier. And this is another thing that I was really concerned about as well. It's how are they going to deal with same names? So active players who have logged in within 90 days of the evolution date will take priority. Higher level character takes priority, and older name has priority. So hopefully I'll keep the names on and we'll be fine. Because apparently there's people on some of the servers that are using my name and like look like me and have the same guild on an alt. I've been told this on stream, so that's an interesting thing. I don't know if it's flattering, but hopefully I'll get to keep the name and they won't get it. You will be able to change. Oh, you can change your name one time to something you prefer in the event your name is changed. Okay, I see. Will there be a priority system in place for logins? There is no priority, however, on free-to-play. There's a priority for patrons, of course. AFK kick will not be enabled on the evolution servers. Okay, that's interesting. Will new character creation be closed prior to the evolution period? Nope, you can still create new characters. Well, like, you won't. Some recent mail will be kept, but most will not be. Please use your time. Yeah, so just clean out your mailbox. I wouldn't trust any of that to get transferred over, so clean it all out. You keep your friends list. Your custom teleport list is going to be wiped, so you can have an advantage during the land claim. Well, you convert all pirates back to their original faction during the evolution, so they can participate in the land rush. Pirates from before the exile system, no. They are free to port to any static location they may have obtained during Green Life. If you exile to a pirate after the introduction of the exile system, you will be returned to your original faction. Okay, so if you were a pirate before the exile system, you won't be converted back, but if you were one after the exile system, you will be. That was very early on in the game, so if you've been a pirate that whole time, then you won't get converted, but exiles will go back. Does that mean if you exile to Haranya, you'll be moved back to Noya? Or vice versa as well? I don't know if they say that here. We'll keep on going. Area ranking is going to get reset. There's going to be compensation for the downtime. I think they should provide enough credits to transfer, because I don't think they're giving a free transfer to anyone. As far as I'm aware, I'll keep reading, but I don't think they're giving free transfers in case you want to swap servers. And I think that's one of the big issues with the way this is being handled. Like, we should have probably heard about this before the transfers and everyone moved over, but it is what it is. What happens if after the server evolution, there'll be more than 2 characters available? The character limit per server will be expanded to at least 3 to accommodate this possibility. So you can have 3 characters on a server now. Will transfers still be available after the evolution? Transfers will be available after the evolutions, however they may be taken down temporarily immediately after the evolution for a short time. For free-to-play, the date of its availability will rely on technical difficulties and the system has been resolved. Okay, interesting. Your farmhand's level and XP will remain the same as well, which is good. It will lose its... Will it lose its weekly vigor with the several... Yeah, the weekly vigor will be reset on farmhands as well. As a hero... Yeah, okay, heroes are going to be removed. I feel like that's a bit of a given. Current heroes will be given a glorious armor crate manually, and all hero cloaks will be removed. Alright. What happens to hero rewards? Rewards will be sent normally, but will be granted the glorious armor crates manually after the evolution. Okay. Just like it said. I actually don't know what's in the glorious armor crate. I'm not 100%. I've never been a hero myself. Maybe one day. I'm too much of a slacker for it. Will those exiled remain on the same faction? Okay, this is what I was interested in. The exile status will be reset and players who are exiled will return to their original faction. So yeah, if you're annoying that when Hieronimus, you're going to be annoying again when the merge comes around, which might annoy some people. Hey guys, Future Zan here. We got an announcement that this was a miscommunication and then that actually you will stay on the faction that you exiled to. I don't know if this is the case for pirates, but if you were Annoying that went Hieronian, you'll stay Hieronian, and if you're Hieronian that went Annoying, you'll stay Annoying, so that's not something you need to worry about, but that was a big concern when I recorded this. But yeah, it's all good, you will stay on your faction, don't worry about it. If, you know, some people aren't already annoyed enough. If leadership is kept, will the leadership board also be reset? Also following that, leadership, okay, that's all going to be reset. Touching on heroes, does that mean all castles are being wiped? Yes, castles are going to be wiped. The Aurora Land Rush will the Aurora Land Rush be the same time as East and West? It won't be staggered, okay. So, all the Land Rush is going to be at the exact same time. And the Glorious Crate is the gem crate for heroes, okay. So, you'll get your gem crates when the merge happens. What happens to prestige? For every 100 prestige, players will receive a contribution reward. Your prestige points will be rounded up to the nearest 100. Fair enough. Will there be restrictions on how many houses and farms you can have? There's no limit. Will bean stocks be disabled? Nope, they're not being disabled either. Will damage short bases need to be rebuilt? Okay, they're going to be rebuilt. So yeah, it's all... Some stuff is, you know, all pretty obvious, but there's some other stuff like the exiled faction people being moved back, stuff like that. So it's interesting. I think a lot of people are probably going to be upset, especially about just the fact that transfers came up before this and people paid for them, and then there was issues with the transfers, and now we're merging and you may be getting put on a server you wanted to go to anyway, or, you know, maybe you tried to get away from that server if you didn't want to be on the big PvP server. So I don't know, hopefully they give some free transfers or an option, because they've done that in the past with emerges a long time ago from what I remember. I don't know if that's going to be the case this time around, though I'd suggest they try and do that. So yeah, that's it. Alright, thanks for watching guys. I don't know if you noticed, but this was actually recorded live on stream over at twitch.tv/Zanrise. But yeah, let me know if you even noticed that, if you even care that much. Like, comment, subscribe, all the usual end of YouTube video stuff, and I will see you all in the next video.